Hey there, and welcome to the latest episode of the Mind Body Health Podcast with myself, Dave Sheahan, high performance consultant and dedicated for over 25 years now to educating, motivating, and inspiring people just like you in regaining control of the mind body health area of your life, achieving your goals, becoming the best you can be, and having the best life experience you can have. How does all that sound? We all want that, don't we? But the big thing is, are you willing to put the work in? And also, do you know how to achieve that? So that's where I come in, and that's where I try to fill that gap. We're living in an age where there's never been more information. Unfortunately, the vast majority of that information is absolute garbage, mistruths, lies, manipulation, marketing speak, and so on. So this is where I'm very passionate about educating you on what the actual truth is about various aspects. Also, a big part of what I do and a lot of our podcasts are based on motivation and inspiration. It's whatever you guys need. Like, we all need motivation. We all need inspiration. We're all humans. I'm the same as you. There are days I don't feel like even getting out of bed, but we have to find something deep within us sometimes to get motivated. We need to keep inspiring each other. We need to keep positively impacting each other. And it's like for myself, every day my goal is to make a positive impact on even just one person. And if I do that, I'm happy. That's what my goal is. So, welcome to the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed previous episodes. If you're a regular listener, if you're new, thank you for choosing the Mind Body Health Podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you do, I hope you check out all the other episodes. As I said, we're here to help any way we possibly can. On this particular episode, I want to speak to you about veganism. I want to speak to you about why going vegan doesn't guarantee health, because it's like something that people think. It's like a belief. So you choose vegan, you're going to be healthier. It's like many different things in life. People think by just choosing a path that it will guarantee them something, but it doesn't always, because there's many different aspects to it, and veganism is no different. Now, let you know whether you know or not, I've been vegan since 1st of January 2012. So, it's coming up on 10 years now. And I can say without doubt it has been the best decision I have ever made in my life, for everything, for health, for vitality, for, decreasing aging, fighting disease, for my training performance, for my mind, my brain, my skin, hair, all that kind of stuff. Everything that there is has been a huge, huge benefit. And then added to that, then the positive impact it has on animals and the planet and all these different things. So, it's been hugely beneficial. However, there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And this is why I want to speak to you about, why going vegan doesn't guarantee health. Because again, for many people, they will assume it does, just like making various different choices in life. But, we're living in an age where, again, money and profit is what matters. Okay. And there's been a massive rise in veganism and massive rise in companies adopting vegan products in terms of adding them to their range, or new vegan companies, new vegan products out there. And that's all great. It's fantastic. It grows experience about veganism. It gets people to move more towards vegan and plant-based foods, moves them away from meat and dairy and I won't say processed foods yet, but meat and dairy and things like that. So much better for your health. Now, while I'm on that, let me jump in there, because you might be thinking, oh, but you need meat and dairy and eggs and all these things. I stress to people all the time about health. Our decisions need to always be based about health for our body and health for our brain and our mind. Okay. So all your decisions need to be based on that and what is best for you. So you'll have some people who will argue, to their death about why we need meat and our ancestors and cavemen and hunting and so on. You'll have others who fight to death over that wasn't true. It's a myth, and that it was, gatherers and mainly nuts and seeds and fruits and all that kind of stuff. So that's a debate I'm not going to just get into right now. But the main thing that is an absolute fact is the way meat and dairy and chickens and fish and pigs and, that whole industry, every animal derived product, the way it is created now is what's making it so, so bad for your health. Because again, it's about profit. So the quicker these animals can be grown and the bigger they can be grown, the more profit. So speed of production and size of production means more money. Simple, basic economics. Okay. It's like in any company, creating anything, making boxes or bags or devices or whatever, the quicker they're produced and the bigger or better they're produced, the more money it's involved. Okay. And that's a simple fact about this industry. Okay. The food industry, the dairy industry, the same as dairy, like pumping more and more milk out of them, faster methods of getting the milk out. Same as the animals in terms of for food, for meat. So they're bigger, they're pumped full of water. they're pumped full of antibiotics to stop them getting sick, because they're usually in such close proximity, they're easily pick up everything. Plus, farmers can't afford for animals to get sick, so they want to keep pumping with antibiotics. Growth hormones to make them bigger, faster, like any form of steroid and drug. Like for humans, when we, lambast people who take drugs in sport, well, it's the same thing for animals. They're being pumped full of steroids to make them bigger, faster, because again, more money. Okay, so when you consume animal products, you're consuming growth hormones, you're consuming antibiotics, you're consuming loads of other kind of chemicals, you're consuming cortisol released by the animals as they're being slaughtered. So you've got all of that. Okay, so there's so much stuff you're consuming, and for that reason alone, I say to people, look, you need to move away from animal products for your health. Okay, so that's something that's so important. So, when people move towards veganism, of course, it's going to be better for their health if they're cutting out all that kind of food that has so much crap in it. If you look at the way people are evolving, look at children going through puberty at 8-9 years of age now, girls even getting pregnant around that age, like that should be impossible. You've got guys getting man boobs, again, should be impossible. Wasn't there 20 years ago. You've got kids that are very overweight, again, shouldn't really even be possible unless they're eating massive excesses, which, while some are, most aren't. But the problem is the hormones that's in the food. Like hormone imbalance is massive. This leading to so many problems for so many people, not just kids, but just picking them as an example, because it's very obvious the difference in how kids are now versus the way kids are 10, 20 years ago in their development and their advancement. So it's really important for us to be aware of that and to make choices based on that. It's like same as dairy, it's going to be full of all kinds of stuff, same as eggs, because they're products that come from those animals which are already pumped full of everything. Okay, does that make sense? So, that's something that's really important. Now, so choosing veganism, choosing that route path, if you want to call it plant-based, whichever, they're just words, but, moving to a vegan type lifestyle is undoubtedly better for you. Now, the caveat with that is, though, it's how you do it. Okay, this is why I'm saying veganism isn't always the best for your health, or it doesn't guarantee health, because for a lot of people, when they go vegan, they're cutting out loads of foods and they're not replacing them with anything. Now, you can't cut out a huge amount of foods and then not replace them, because everything's got nutrients, everything's got valuable nutrients. Like you need a certain amount of carbohydrates, you need a certain amount of fats. In terms of good fats, you need a certain amount of vitamins and minerals, you need a certain amount of protein, amino acids. So you need a certain amount of these different things in your body for optimal health. Okay. Now, animal products have many of those things. When you cut them out, if you're not replacing them with plant-based or vegan sources of those, then of course it can be leading to deficiency, which is going to be bad for your health. And over time, it will lead to problems. That's why often you see people coming out going, oh, I tried veganism, it didn't work, it was bad for me and stuff like that. It wasn't veganism. It was the way they did it. It was the way they did it. If anyone does it right, if anyone adopts a vegan lifestyle properly and also adjusts to their own body, because we all have different bodies who that work differently, but anyone who does that, they will experience the benefits. Everyone varies in the level of benefits they feel, but everyone will feel benefit. It's a guaranteed, in terms of energy, brain function, anti-aging, training performance, health, all these different things. Where people go wrong is, one, they're cutting out stuff and they're not replacing it in terms of nutrients, but two, so many end up going on empty carbs and processed foods. So a lot of people, same as people who go veggie, a lot of time they end up just eating white pasta, tons of it, and all different types of cereals, okay, like box cereals and toast. Now, there's not much nutrients in cereals. There's a certain amount of nutrients in toast, depending on what type of bread, but a lot of people just be having white, crappy bread. And then white pasta, again, has a certain amount of nutrients, but again, better off with wholemeal or rice pasta or spelt pasta or something like that. But, it's very limited. So that's all they're having, and maybe some vegetables or something out of a tin on top of it, okay? Also, a lot of people who go vegan, they really latch onto all the processed foods. So you've got all the transition foods, as I call them, which is like the fake meats, which are great for transition, but they should be for that transition. They shouldn't be used as a lifestyle. They shouldn't be used permanently. And unfortunately, a lot of people will just constantly be eating stuff out of a box. So frozen fake meats, chickenless nuggets, fishless fish fingers or fish pieces. You've got beef strips, you've got fake mince, you've got fake burgers, all these different things. And as I said, while they're great for transition, because it's hard to go from eating meat to not eating meat and just eating like things like lentils and beans and stuff like that, it's hard to do that. But if you just rely on processed foods, that's terrible for your health, because processed foods have a lot of crap in them. Okay. That's why they're processed foods. There's loads of crap to preserve them and keep them as they are, and lots of chemicals and so on. So processed foods are not good. So it's important for you to limit how much of them you're having. Start off, you're having a lot of them. Initially, that's fine if it's good for transition, but gradually move away from them. Okay, start experimenting with recipes using things like chickpeas and kidney beans and butter beans and aduki beans and lentils and tofu and all this type of stuff. Experiment with different recipes so you're eating more and more natural, because the big benefit of adopting a vegan lifestyle is that you should get so many antioxidants into your body, so much vitamins and minerals. You should be eating so much fruit, so much veg, so much salad, all these kind of foods. Then all the legumes and the grains, all these things that are good for you with great nutrition. You should be a powerhouse of nutrition. But unfortunately, most people are not. Instead, they're eating, just relying on things like pasta and bread and cereals, and all the processed food like cookies and ice creams and all the fake meats and fake sweets and all these kind of things. So that's not going to be healthy for you. So it all depends on what you're doing. So it's not just a case of just going vegan and you're going to be healthy. It's going vegan and living a healthy lifestyle in what you're consuming. Okay. So this is the key thing that people need to get into their heads. You know, it's no different than someone decides to go to the gym or goes to a trainer or does online workouts. The fact they've done that decision, a lot of time people assume, oh, the job's done now. You know, I'm going to get in great shape. They forget that they have to put the work in. They forget that they have to adjust to the new lifestyle. It's so different when you go vegan. You know, you have to adjust to a new lifestyle. You have to replace the things that you were having before in terms of nutrient wise. You need to add things that are beneficial to you. You need to be constantly trying to get better and better, because this is what's key for people. Okay. You have to focus on your health, what's healthy, and just going vegan has potentially huge health benefits, but they're not guaranteed unless you live a certain way. So if you have a vegan who's mainly living in terms of dinners are all processed food, like all out of a box, all the fake meat every single day, and eating loads of processed vegan junk food, like whether it be crisps or biscuits or chocolate or cakes or sweets or whatever that might be, and grabbing things like pastries and stuff for breakfast or boxed cereals, that is not going to be healthy. And that person is not going to experience a healthy lifestyle. They're not going to experience optimal health. They're going to have different issues and problems as a result of living that way. Okay. No different than someone who consumes lots of meat and lots of processed foods and all the confectionery that is animal derived then as well, with all typically milk type derivatives inside in the confectionery. So there's no real difference in terms of how healthy or unhealthy the person will be. The only difference is the lack of animal cruelty in a poor vegan lifestyle versus a poor animal-based lifestyle. Does that make sense? So it just means that the animal one is a bit worse, but the poor vegan lifestyle is going to be very bad as well. And this is why, you know, just going vegan doesn't guarantee health. So you need to be very conscious of looking at how you can improve, where you can improve, and getting more and more natural all the time. It's like when I would have gone vegan first, I would have consumed a decent quantity of the fake meats, because I was gone from eating lots of different types of meats and to suddenly none. And, you know, these things are nice as well. So they make the transition easy. But over the years, and I gradually got rid of them, where now I rarely have them. Maybe once a week, I might have something out of a box, some kind of processed vegan food. The rest of the time, I'm making everything from scratch. Every meal's from scratch, eating lots of whole foods, eating tons of veg and salad and fruits and so on. I must get 20 plus portions of fruit and veg into my system every single day. So my body's getting blasted with antioxidants. And I'm very conscious of having, you know, good herbs, spices, grains, legumes, and so on then as well. You know, so my body's getting a huge amount of good nutrition each and every day. And that's the potential that's there for you. You know, if you do it the right way. It's again learning the right way. It's learning how to do things right, but this is where you have to have your mind open. And if you had your mind open enough to consider going vegan or going vegan, that's a step in the right direction. But then be open to trying different things, trying foods that you never tried before. Like before I went vegan, I rarely ate peanut butter. I never ate hummus. Pineapple, something I thought was disgusting. Jackfruit I never even knew existed. You know, tofu I'd never had. You know, there's many, many different types of things that I hadn't been exposed to or allowed myself to be exposed to before I went vegan. So you have to be open to it and try different recipes. Like I said, try different foods. And if you don't like something, you don't like something. That's fine. But the main thing is that you're prioritizing your health. Your health needs to always be your priority. Now, for me, it was performance. That was my initial priority. And that's where I saw a huge benefit in terms of my triathlon and how fast I was recovering and how fast I was able to get in terms of my progress and my speeds. So that was my main draw towards veganism initially when I saw the benefits of it. That then became about health as well. And then it became about the animals, and it became about the planet. So, you know, it became all those different aspects. So it's very important, you know, that you keep moving forward, you keep evolving. I'm always saying that we're always evolving. You should be evolving each and every day into the best version of yourself. You should be always looking at how can I improve? How can I, you know, operate more optimally, whether it be in terms of my brain function or my body, my energy, my mood. You know, how does what I eat affect my mood even? Because it has such a huge impact on your mood. It has such a huge impact on your overall brain function. So it's very important for you to, you know, get focused on what little steps can I take today or this week or this month towards optimal health, because we all want optimal health. And the more optimally you're living, the less chance you have of disease, of any kind of disease. Because remember, practically all disease are lifestyle diseases. So when people get diseases, while it's natural to panic a little bit, it should be a bigger case of going, okay, what have I done to create this? Because it created from something. It's lifestyle habits. And what we eat has a huge impact on disease. You know, if you're eating all the wrong foods, every single day you create an acidic environment, which is pushing you towards disease. Whereas if you're eating the right foods, you've got more an alkaline-based environment and you're pushing away from disease. And it's very hard or near impossible for diseases to live and thrive in an alkaline-based environment where you're consuming the right kind of food, you're adequately hydrated, you've got stress levels at minimum, all these different things that are what creates disease in the first place. So it's very important for us to, you know, be very mindful of our decisions. Remember that everything is a choice. It's up to us to take personal responsibility for all aspects of our life. There are no excuses. When people are always trying to make excuses, there are no excuses. You know, you do you focus on you make the decisions for you. So you need to own that and live that, and, you know, be aware of that and live consciously of your decisions. And again, this is something that too few people do, but that's why most people are unhappy, they're unfulfilled, they're unhealthy, they have health conditions, you know, they've got pains and aches and all kinds of stuff, because it comes down again to what you're putting in. You know, what do you feed in your body? Just like what you feed in your mind. So it's very important for you to feed your body the right kind of food. So I want to stress to you that, you know, going vegan doesn't guarantee health. You know, for many, it's far from it. For some people, they actually get less healthy because they're doing it so badly. Others, they just stay around the same. But if you do it the right way, you should be incredibly healthy, like incredibly healthy, and not after years. Even after a couple of weeks and a couple of months, you should notice quite a big difference in how you feel and how your energy is and your health in general and how you look and anti-aging process and your training performance and all these different things, your mood, everything, your overall brain function. So this is why it's such a powerful decision. But what's key is you do it right. And if you do it right, then you will be pretty much guaranteeing health. But if you do it wrong, it's not guaranteeing health. Does that make sense? You know, welcome any feedback, questions, comments, anything at all. Like, contact me on any of the social media or email or contact page on my website, davesheahanhighperformance.com. You know, the Mind Body Health podcast is here for you. Remember, to educate, motivate, and hopefully inspire you. So make use of it. Check out all different episodes. Give this a rating and review on iTunes. If you listen to it there, would really appreciate it. Spread the word about the Mind Body Health podcast. You know, take snapshots, share snippets across your social media. Let other people know. I'd really appreciate if you can share the message out there so others can experience the Mind Body Health podcast, because the more people who can experience this podcast, the more people who hopefully can be positively impacted by it, which again is my goal at the end of the day. So take care. Hope you enjoyed this. Do let me know your feedback. Have an awesome day. Keep focused. And remember, if you are vegan, live a healthy, optimal life as a vegan. If you're considering going vegan, again, look at how to be healthy and live optimally and follow what I've said to you. And as I said, contact me if I have questions and so on. Okay. So have a good one. So again, this one, why going vegan doesn't guarantee health, but it can if you do it right.